There I am, smile on my face, bag full of peppers, and approximately 3 brain cells left in my head. You see, I was told by my grandmother that there's 2 kinds of people in this world, those who create and those who consume. As someone who's a fan of consuming, I figured that my give to this earthly realm would be to find a way to make one of my favorite recipes and share them with the world. However, making them in a normal way wouldn't really be creating now, would it? One must strive for innovation, break the mold, be your own god and master. And this day, I wanted to be a master of making pickled jalapenos. I put them on everything shy of sweet. I'll bake a pizza with jalapenos, load up a bucket of them for nachos, chop some up for cornbread, toss a heap into some stir-fry. You name it. I love those tiny green circlets of joy with a love you could only find between a man and his peppers. Naturally, the conclusion of this being that I wanted to make them better. Never settle for the best, man. If you truly love your art, you'll realize that art is never truly finished. Thus the idea. I was going to make some delicious pickled jalapenos that I've picked straight from a farm. I wanted them to be extra angry, so I brought some habaneros to the party too. They needed flavor, so with them needed to go an unreasonable quantity of garlic. I start by lopping the stems off of the habaneros and simmering them in vinegar. I blend it into an orange-infused tea of sorts. Transfer over to the Instapot. If you're cringing, just wait. Then I add in the rest of the players. Sliced jalapenos, crushed garlic, some extra red pepper flakes because I hate my stomach lining, with some finishing touches of salt, pepper, and sugar. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the name Instapot, it's a pressurized cooking device that heats liquids to boiling, but doesn't actually let the steam escape. It just, well, it cooks things. Under pressure. Immense, terrible pressure. I thought to myself, with one of the 3 aforementioned brain cells, if I make pickled jalapenos in the Instapot, the pressure will really cram the garlic and habanero flavors into the pepper. Hell yes, great idea. I bring it to a boil with the lid on and seal the relief valve. I set the timer for 10 minutes. Shouldn't need that long. Ding! I approach my reward and examine to the top of it. The pressure relief valve beckoned to me. One slight turn to the left, and the steam escapes like a fire hose putting out a blazing inferno. Only this was the opposite. Instead of releasing water to put out a fire, I released liquid fire in pressurized form. The habanero and jalapeno-infused vinegar with garlic steam immediately choked me. My eyes began to water and I assumed bleed. Spoiler, they didn't, but they felt like it. I clawed my way out of the kitchen and threw open a window to take a breath of sweet air. Sweet, sweet, super accommodating 105-degree Oregon Valley summer humid air. It didn't matter. The windows needed to open. I opened the sliding glass door to the patio, the bedroom window, and the spare bedroom window. I was hacking and wheezing and trying to see straight, and not having much luck. The steam was still spraying everywhere with no end in sight. Even unplugging it hadn't helped at all. The only thing to do was to lob the grenade outside. I took as deep of a breath as the fumes would permit, grabbed the source of his horrific bear mace, and set it on the patio. I closed the door behind me and let it vent. I kept focusing on one thing, breathing. I kept trying to catch my breath, but it wasn't working. The only room in the apartment that might be safe was the bathroom. So I ran in there, turned on the overhead fan, and sat in the tub. Friends, I sat in that narrow, empty bathtub for a good hour or so, just waiting for my girlfriend to be off work so we could assess the damage together. I didn't want to know what untold horrors lied outside of that bathroom door. I needed emotional support to fight these demons together. Alone, I am weak. I heard the front door open, close, and then the loudest profanity that I might have ever heard to this day. I scrambled to my feet and opened the door. The air was still thick as a Louisiana swamp. I grabbed her and pulled her into the bathroom. Behind that closed door there were many apologies spoken, many recognitions of what went wrong, why it went wrong, and what to do in the future. Thankfully, she saw my side of it, that I was a moron, and obviously deserved no sympathy. Her being a better person than me, she actually didn't immediately gut me like a fish. Instead, she accepted my offer to put us up for a night in a hotel room. The next day upon our return, a notice was posted to our front door by the apartment complex managers. I would find out later that they received no fewer than 5 complaints about my experiment, and it had made its way to other people's apartments as well. I never did get the opportunity to apologize to the individuals, but I did apologize to the managers for them having to listen to all the complaints. If I have any neighbors out there reading this that think, oh hey, this is the guy that gassed our apartment that one summer, this is my official apology to you. And yes, I know you think you had it bad, but my apartment smelled like vinegar garlic peppers for the next 6 months. Be smarter than me, kids.